bars with conservative Republicans in the wake of the scandal. Is that all over now? Ben Ferguson, CNN political commentator, is here, and host of the Ben Ferguson Show, of course, and Mark Lamont Hill, CNN political commentator and host of the Mark Lamont Hill Show in his own head. So, let's talk about this. So, Ben, why do you think conservatives love the Duggars so much?
I think they loved them beforehand. I think that most of them loved them because they were this family that was part of the evangelical Christian community, the homeschool community, and they want to reach out to that demographic as a voting bloc because it's a very important voting bloc in the GOP primaries. I don't have a problem with anybody that stood next to them before all this came out, but I was totally shocked by Mike Huckabee's comments still standing by them when the reality is you have a family that cared more about protecting the brand of this family and being a total fraud than they did about the welfare of children that were abused by one of their own and covering it up. And so at this point, anyone that stands with them, I think, would be irresponsible. It sends the wrong message that, hey, if you're a pastor, you can somehow be the law to your own family if someone's sexually abused. That's
is that
not
love affair over, Mark?
You said, is that what?
Is that love affair over?
Oh, the love affair with the GOP is completely over. Mike Huckabee had to step up. Mike Huckabee was somebody who they wanted to run for office, and so as soon as he popped up on the campaign trail, they endorsed him, so he had to respond because of that. Everyone else is running from them right now, as they should. There's nothing else you can do. Ben's being a little too hard on them, though, I think. Yes, what they did was awful. What he did was awful. There should be punishment. There should be justice. There should be all of those things. But I also understand that many families live in denial about sexual assault and sexual abuse, not just famous families, but regular families. So I think what they did was awful, but I'm not sure that what they were doing was evil.
But see, here's my thing. I hold them to a higher standard for the fact they held themselves to a higher standard. They were the ones that talked about incest should be punishable by you being dead afterwards. You have a man that's a pastor. They put themselves in a moral place to be a light to others, and yet in reality, in their own world, they were covering it up to keep the brand alive. So that's why I'm so hard on them, is because... No, it's not what they do.
It's what GOPs do all the time. They say gay people are going to hell.
Wait, time out.
One at a time. Let him make his point, and then, Ben, you can respond. Go ahead, Mark.
First of all, I've never said...
Ben, let him make his point, and then you can respond. Go ahead, Mark.
All I'm saying is that this is classic GOP playbook. You know, you say gay people are going to hell, and then the same people say gay people... You're saying no Republicans say gay people are going to hell?
I've never said gay people are going to hell, Mark.
Not you. Just you, Ben. Let him, and then you can respond.
Go ahead, Mark. Ben. I said Republicans. There's more than one Republican in the world, unfortunately. So I
agree, and most of them don't say that.
Okay, but let me make my point before you disagree with my point. What I'm saying is that many of the same people who shame gay people, oftentimes you look and they themselves are gay. Many of the people who talk about people operating outside of their marriage, they cheat on their spouses. Oftentimes we see this. This is not unusual. All I'm saying is this isn't an isolated case.
That happens with Democrats as well, though.
No doubt, but not on this issue. You don't see Democrats going around saying gay people are going to hell. Gay people, Democrats are hypocrites on all kinds of stuff.
Name one prominent GOP individual that has said that gay people are going to hell. I would love for you to give me one legitimate candidate for any office who said that.
What makes
it doesn't exist?
You're
stereotyping something that does not in fact exist. The majority of Republicans have never said that gay people are going to hell.
I love the sinner, but not the sin. I don't support them. I wouldn't go to a marriage. I mean, Rick Santorum just got in the race today, and he said the same thing.
Rick Santorum, Mike Huckabee. I mean, there are many people who
say... Did he say that gay people were going to hell, though? This is part of this narrative that I'm not going to sit here and act like it's somehow even remotely close to being true. It's not true.
So what's the argument,
I can disagree with a lifestyle. I can disagree on gay marriage. That does not mean that I think someone is going to hell.
Right. You just think they're sinners, and what they're doing is an abomination to God.
There's a lot of sins that we talk about, Mark.
Either way, that doesn't negate the point that there's a contradiction between, or at least a hypocrisy between saying this stuff is evil, but then I go and do it. And so what I'm saying is what happens with the Duggars is not out of step with that reality.
And here's what I'm saying.
I actually think you're right.
I had 4 or 5 topics, and it was called Hot Topics tonight, and we got to one. I told you all that.
It's been